Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about tricks and tips to taking your makeup into the winter season. More often than not, our skin changes. So what we used in the springtime, summertime, and sometimes the fall is not necessarily going to be great for us during the winter months. During the winter, we have our heat on, the air is dry, our face tends to get a little bit more dry, especially if you already have dry skin to begin with. The winter months just suck for you, and I completely understand that. So first off, I'm going to be talking about preparation. So these are things you want to do before you put your makeup on. How you prep your skin is definitely going to affect how your makeup goes on. If you are skipping moisturizers, you're not taking care of your skin at nighttime or doing anything beforehand, you're gonna see it. You're not going to like how your makeup lays on your face because it's just too dry. One thing that I have definitely incorporated into my routine, I have used these all the time anyway, face masks. I love them. I quite literally have an entire box full of face masks, and I use them in my skincare routine anyway, but I am using them every single day now. Now, I understand that not everybody wants to use a face mask every day, so when you are wanting your makeup to look extra nice, that's when I would suggest you guys do it. But for me, I use it every day. I am a makeup artist, so I have people looking at my skin all the time. So what I like to do is take a bath in the morning time, and I will wash my face, and I will apply one of these masks, and I will sit there and watch YouTube. Yes, I do that in the bath. My husband swears I'm gonna drop my phone in the bath. Knock on wood, that has not happened yet, and oh my god, I bet I'm gonna regret saying that. But I wear them for 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how much time I have in the morning. If I'm in a rush, if 15 does it, I take off the mask and just rinse off any extra, and I do not wash my face again. I like for all that moisture to stay in my skin. A lot of different brands have these. I've gotten most of these from Becca. She's in Japan, and they are $1 there, and that's so great. She will send me boxes of these. I'm like, yes! But you can get sheet masks at Sephora. You can get them online. The ones I use the most are Pure Smile. Super cheap, so just look those up and try them out. My favorites are the snake venom and the pearl masks. This tip is pretty obvious. Use more moisturizer. What you're using before, double that up, or even change your moisturizer. I love the MAC Lightful C moisturizer, and that's what I use the most often because it's lighter weight. But I have been really digging into this one, the Complete Comfort Cream. So I will apply this, let it sink in, and apply it again. So I want the most moisture I can possibly get into my face. And if you are a combination like me, I am oily in the T-zone and dry everywhere else. I am basically rubbing this everywhere that I'm dry and kind of skipping around my pores because that's where I get a little shiny, and I don't want too much there because I'm definitely not dry on my pores. But everywhere else, I'm really just buffing it in, and I mean, I will sit here for 5 minutes and just work this into my skin. With that, you obviously want to give your skin the appropriate amount of time to absorb those so that you don't end up with it sliding off your face, because if you put your foundation right on top of your moisturizer, it's just going to slide off. We need to let all that moisturizer really sink into the skin. You might also find it helpful to switch out your primers. So I have really been using up this Marc Jacobs Undercover Coconut Perfecting Invisible. It's the longest name in the history of primers, but I love this one. And then another good one is the MAC from the Prep and Prime line, Natural Radiance. This one does both. It hydrates your skin, but also helps to control oil. So if you're a combination, you will love this. Beware of a lot of smoothing primers. Really do help to control oil, so therefore can dry out your face. So if you're having issues with that, skip over it or do like I do. I literally use this guy, and then I go in with my mattifying primers and my skin smoothers anywhere that I usually have my troubles. This one's gonna seem pretty obvious, but switch up your foundation. Again, what works for you in the summertime is not always necessarily going to work for you in the winter. Now, some great foundations that I love is obviously the MAC Studio Water Weight. This is very lightweight, and I adore this guy. For a little bit extra hydration, MAC Mineralize. Again, still lightweight, but it's even dewier than the Studio Water Weight. And I've got a lot of MAC foundations here, sorry. And then Studio Sculpt. This is full coverage, and it helps increase your hydration in your skin in 4 weeks by 21%. So this one's really great if you want full coverage and a really, really nice dewy look. And then the one I've been using the most, other than my lightweight guy here, I use Studio Water Weight all the time. But if I want something to last the longest, look the most flawless, then I have been using the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof. This one isn't as dewy as the others, however it is still hydrating. That's what the nourishing thing is on this guy. So if you want something that's going to last and maybe have a little bit more of a matte finish without it looking dry, this one's really great. If you don't want to switch out your foundation, you want to continue to use the one that you've been using, but you just need that extra hydration, use some oil in it. And some, I mean 1 drop. 1 drop is all you need. Take your foundation, put it on your Petri dish, and then add 1 drop of oil. The one I like is the MAC Essential Oils. I love this guy. Mix it in, put it on. It's going to go on smoother, and it's going to look a lot less dry. I also suggest changing up your powder. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I love MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish. However, it can be a little dry. Not much. Most people can get away with wearing this all winter. My skin has been temperamental, so I have switched over to the MAC Care Blend. As you can see, this is a brand new one, and I've already got a nice little hole here. This one is made for people with dry skin. It's non-drying, and it's enriched with ingredients to make your face feel more comfortable and conditioned. So I really love this. It is a little less coverage than what the Mineralized Skin Finish is, but bump up the coverage on your foundation and you're totally good. Speaking of powders, I will suggest to avoid the baking method. If you don't know what that is, you're basically leaving powders on your face to crispen up a contour line or brighten up a highlight area. If you're dry, I say skip that, because you are basically leaving those powders on your face, and it is absorbing all the moisture out of your skin. So during the winter, either be very selective about the kind of powder you're using or avoid it altogether. When you're taking off your makeup, go with something a lot less harsh. So avoid the sudsy foundation, sudsy foundations, there's no such thing, sudsy makeup removers, and go for something more gentle. I love using the MAC Tranquil Cleanse Off Oil. It is very calming and very nice to my skin, so I use that to take off my makeup, and then I go in with my Clarisonic. I love the Clarisonic for the exfoliating purposes, and then in the morning when I don't have anything on my face anyway, I use the Clinique Extra Mild, and my face feels like it just had lotion on it instead of completely stripped dry and really tight. So switch out your face washes. This one might not seem as obvious to you guys, but I swear by this. If you are using setting sprays, you might want to consider not using them at least as often, because things like the Urban Decay setting sprays contain alcohol, and alcohol is very drying on your face. So even this Chill Makeup Setting Spray, I use it very sparingly, or if I feel like I need it at all, because it is very dry. I have been using this down the center of my face where I'm oily, and then I switch out and I use the MAC Fix Plus to give my skin extra hydration, but also it does not set the makeup, but it finishes it and makes all those powders look more like skin. This one I highly suggest for the winter time. I highly suggest this one all the time, but I love this one. Just be careful with your setting sprays. If you're noticing that you're feeling like a little cakey and a little dry after using them, it's probably the alcohol in it. The very last one is a Captain Obvious one. Quit drinking so much soda and caffeine, things that are bad for you, and drink more water. Your skin will love you for drinking more water. I am so bad about this. I have to have a Diet Mountain Dew every single morning, and I have been guilty of accidentally, drinking too many during the day and not enough water. So I've really been trying to only have my Diet Mountain Dew in the morning and then drinking water for the rest of the day. But again, I know that's obvious, but honestly, it really does work. I can tell a huge difference in my skin if I have been drinking a whole lot of pop versus a whole lot of water. Anywho, that is it, guys. I hope you guys found this informative. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.